Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Brian Weathers, and I'll be your facilitator for this training this morning. It is analyzing fear. Now, fear is a common human emotion that we all have due to various circumstances. We're going to talk about fear in the interview. Prior to the interview, how do we overcome our fears? What are some fears that you guys have? Prior to the interview, going into the interview, what are some fears that you have? Len?
I'm really concerned that given my age, I'm going to run into some resistance and have to try and figure out how to deal with, employers wanting somebody younger.
Valid fear, right? Anyone else? What's another fear? Andrew?
I have a criminal background, so I'm worried about my record and my past affecting my ability to find a good job.
Your background, another good fear. Todd?
Fear of not being able to connect with the employer during the interview.
Can't connect with an employer. That definitely be detrimental to you in the interview. Another fear. Jamal?
I've been laid off for the past year, so I'm fearful that my lack of unemployment would be a detriment to my getting new opportunities.
Absolutely. Good one. So basically diminishing of skills possibly? So here are our fears. Our age, our background, cannot connect with employers, and then lack of skills due to unemployment. Let's see what the employer might be facing with these fears. Age. Len, why are you afraid that your age might come out? What do you think the employer might fear?
Well, I'm afraid he's going to have in his mind that I'm going to want too high a salary, and he's going to prefer somebody with less age, less experience, and somebody he can bring in for cheaper than what he thinks he has to pay me.
Too much money. Todd, how about you?
With can't connecting, not being able to really get across what I want to talk about in an interview, lacking the confidence to do the job.
Lack of confidence. What else? Andrew, with your criminal background, what are you afraid of? Your losses.
But I spent a lot of time trying to get past my criminal background and move forward in my life, and I think I kind of have some fears about the employer knowing what I did in the past and rehashing that myself.
Is your background coming out as public knowledge?
Right.
All right. And Jamal?
Well, like I said, with being unemployed for the past year, I'm fearful that there'll be other better candidates who possess more skills in the areas that I may be looking for work.
Great losses. All right, let's attack these. Age. You can't worry about the money factor if you don't have the job, right? You want to, in the interview, want to come across as, hey, I'm willing to work with you on salary. I'm willing to work with you on the amount of money you're going to pay me. Let's talk about it. So that's what you want to do. So that loss actually becomes a gain, and you'll be able to work with the employer, negotiate. Background, coming out as public. One of your biggest assets now is honesty. Letting the employer know, hey, I'm honest, this is what happened, I've made a few mistakes, but since those mistakes, I've come out as being honest, I've done this, the positive things in the community, and I've bettered myself. So honesty is something that's a gain. Lack of confidence, can't connect, lack of confidence. The more you go on interviews, the better you'll become. The biggest thing is being able to relate to the employer instantly. How do you think you can relate to an employer? Where are interviews usually held at? In the employer's what?
Office.
Office. So in their office, what do they have? My office, you'll see pictures, you'll see teams that I like, things that I like to do, right? When you zone in on those things, you can establish some common interests and then instantly have that common ground. So, gaining experience through interviewing is what you have to gain. Lack of skills. Jamal, what do you think a loss is for an employee for lack of skills? What do you have?
I do have prior experience. I have a pretty good work history, prior to this past year. So I do have experience. I do have skills.
And it's your job in the interview to do what with that experience?
To show that employer, what I know how to do.
Absolutely. So you don't really have a lack of skills just because you haven't worked here in a little bit. You still have those skills, those transferable skills. Those skills are still in your possession that you're able to show an employer that you do have these skills. So you want to show the employer that you have skills. So these are the gains you have from interviewing. Positive thinking is key here. You have to be positive with your thinking, and you have to remember, I have skills. I might have a background, but I'm honest. Hey, I'm a little older, but these are all the experiences I have. I have dependability. I am reliable. I'm a great worker. That's what we want to get across to the employer. Now, something you probably haven't thought about is on the other side of the table. The employer has some fears, do they not? Let's talk about that. What are some fears that maybe you think the employer has?
Safety.
Safety. What else?
High turnover.
Hiring the wrong person, absolutely. What's this one more fear? You're an employer, you're spending time, training money, dollars, hiring on a person. What's maybe one thing that they might be a little afraid of?
How are you gonna fit in the workplace?
Fit it? If they hire someone who's unsafe, what could happen to the employer? What could happen at the company? What could happen at that job site?
You get sued,
Sued?
potential lawsuit.
People could get hurt as well. With high turnover, what in the end game, what will that cost the employer?
Reputation.
Reputation, what else?
Productivity.
Productivity, and your overall goal as a company is to
Make money.
make money. So it's gonna eventually cost them money, correct? If you can't fit in, maybe you're fighting with your coworkers, causing some strife within the workplace. What's that gonna cost the employer?
Time.
Time. I'm gonna ask you guys, are you safe? Well, once you get the job, will you stay there? Will you fit in with your coworkers? So, the gate is you. If you can prove that these are not issues that an employer will have to face in the interview, the employer is probably likely going to hire you because you're squelching all these fears that the employer might have. Let me illustrate it to you this way. It's Friday afternoon, like today. Gorgeous day out, you're happy, maybe you leave work early. You're driving down the road. Driving down the road, listening to some music, in a good mood. All of a sudden, a kid jumps out in front of you. You slam on your brakes. What are some emotions going on in your mind, in your body?
Fear.
Fear? What are you doing? What might you do? Yell, right? Yell, scream, jump up and down, right? You almost took a life. So that fear is welled up in you and you express it. Conversely, let's say you are on the radio. You call into the radio has a sweepstakes. The contest is to go to your favorite concert in Hershey Park Arena. You get a limo to the concert, you get VIP service, you get to meet with the performers backstage. 90th caller. Call in, you win the concert. So you call in once, doesn't happen. Call in twice, caller 70. Call in the third time, you're the 90th caller. What emotions are running through you then?
Excitement.
Excitement? Probably shouting, jumping up and down. Aren't those emotions kind of the same as the fear emotions? So what you have to remember is you are in control of these emotions, no matter what. That the fear, you want to turn that fear into positive energy, into excitement. Getting excited for the interview and then performing well in the interview. A lot of times people are worried about self-esteem. Yeah, hey, if I get the interview, I miss it, I don't get the job, my self-esteem, my confidence will be crushed. There's my self-esteem. Throw it around, stomp on it, Todd. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want to do to it. It was my choice, right, to give Todd my self-esteem. It's my choice to give Todd my confidence, and then he stomped on it afterwards. So that's what you guys want to remember. You have control over your emotions. You have control over your confidence, your self-esteem. Let every interview experience be a positive one, and also a building block for your next interview and for your next job. Thank you for attending the Fear Analysis seminar with me. I wish you all a good day.
Thank you.